Hello everyone, today we're taking a look at the Bolbi Windows Trojan. This is a Trojan written in Visual Basic script, so it's a pretty generic script. However, the destruction is pretty thorough, especially for Windows 7 if you have admin privileges, so it's pretty interesting to take a look at. This was written and submitted by MrDinkle, so thank you for sending this one in. If you're interested in submitting your own files for a possible feature in one of these types of videos, please see the links and instructions in the description. Now we're just going to go ahead and run this Trojan, and we get a message box. We slap every day, slap, slap, clap, clap, and a text file on the desktop that says the same thing. We also see that a folder called Ghost has been created, and the Trojan begins downloading some files, and in just a bit it should restart Explorer. There we go. And right away we can see some things have changed. Instead of 5:46 AM, it is now 5:46 Bolbi. So yeah, an interesting new time scheme. Similarly, all modified dates and pretty much all timekeeping on the system is now measured in Bolbi time units. If we go and look at that folder again, we should see more stuff downloaded. There we go. So now we got an important message: your PC is going to become toast. That sounds kind of dire. I'll try to run Internet Explorer and it's not allowed and deleted, so we'll go ahead and remove that link. I believe, yeah, same thing happens if you try to run the Explorer shell. Go ahead and remove that link too. And let's see. So we have a lmao.vbs. We can't edit it since it's blocking pretty much all executables from running. We can see that it's changed the Windows directory to be hidden. And we can tell that this rpdbfk.exe file has started to replace stuff in the Windows directory, at least by the icon we can tell that. And if we look in the System32 folder, pretty much everything in here has been overwritten. Everything it can access, it's overwritten. We can all see they're all 37 kilobyte files. If we look at this, it is 37 kilobytes, so it's pretty much overwriting everything you can find in the System32 directory, which is bad. It's kind of odd. Sometimes when I run this Trojan, we get a desktop full of VBS scripts, kind of reminiscent of Maldal, if you remember that video. And then other times it doesn't work. And then sometimes it blocks access to, like, accessing the C drive, and then other times it doesn't. So it's kind of hit or miss depending on what kind of things this Trojan is going to do, and I can't really figure out why. Where are my drives? This is like the third time I've run this Trojan, and every time it does something slightly different. I can't seem to navigate anywhere. Where are the drives? This isn't what it did when I tried. Okay, accessing C has been disallowed. Alright. That's kind of bad. But we're going to go ahead and try to restart here. It takes a little bit to restart. One more thing to note while we wait for this computer to actually shut down is that the name has been changed to Bolbi, and right-clicking seems to be broken on the desktop, and all of our programs are missing. Pretty much everything is broken. Even if it wasn't broken, you can't access the program, so, you know, what good is a computer if you can't do anything on it, right? Alright, we're going to go ahead and force a restart, and we'll see that this computer is pretty much screwed. So instead of booting straight into Windows, we get a different boot up sequence, more reminiscent of Windows Vista. I guess this is the recovery console boot up. But yeah, everything's pretty screwed up now on your computer. So startup repair has run, however, it doesn't do anything, because I mean the system is completely screwed. So we're going to go ahead and let it restart. We're going to try booting into safe mode. However, on pretty much the second file it tries to load, it just loops back into the system restore boot up. So pretty much at this point you're going to need to reinstall Windows. I mean, everything's been overwritten. You could probably salvage your data. I don't believe it touches most of the files on the machine other than the stuff in the Windows directory. So thank you, MrDinkle, for submitting this. Once again, if you'd like to see your own malware, Trojan virus, whatever you feel like writing, possibly featured in a video, Please check out the links in the description, and check out my forums, which is where I handle the submissions and all this stuff. So, thank you for watching. See you next time.